Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the whole for the elect. This is your brother Dawadah from the Men of Valor Camp here in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and in truth, and Lord willing, it can be edifying. With all this going on with Russia and Ukraine, and I'm going to show you the articles. They've been pretty much pointing at the possibility of Russia attacking us with hitting us with cyber attacks and how it could affect us. And this has all been a part pretty much of their plan. All right, once again, the Crown Royale has fell completely on its face. Nobody believes it. All right, they have more holes in it than Swiss cheese, so they need to move, all right, to that next phase, man. All right, and I have an article right here, and I got this, from the search engine DuckDuckGo. Okay, it's not like Google. All right, they give you Google does a good job of censoring a lot of information that doesn't follow the narrative. It's not perfect at it, but you're not gonna see certain articles and whatnot, going into these things, man. Especially not like on the main search results, if that makes sense. But you look on DuckDuckGo, and I just typed in Cyberpolygon, and it brought out some information because Cyberpolygon was something that was held in July, of last year, and what it was going into, it was held by the World Economic Forum, and if you know anything about them and Klaus Schwab, they're trying to bring about a fourth industrial revolution. All right, and what that goes into is basically, not necessarily enhancing technology, but they want to enhance the human by way of what? All right, sticking something inside of you. All right, as we all know it to be the MOTB. That's their ultimate goal. But there's a process. They can't just pretty much come out and push it. All right, they have to be cunning with it. They have to be what's the word I'm looking for? Deceiving. They're gonna make people want to get this. All right, now we know that it's gonna come by force. All right, for some at some point. However, they're trying to introduce this system as a new way of life, so to speak. All right, a way of comfort. So anyway, this is from the Sociable, right? And it says Cyberpolygon furthers Great Reset agenda of centralized power and surveillance. It says immunize the internet, demonize cryptocurrencies, and supersize centralization. A perspective on Cyberpolygon 2021. And once again, this was 8 months ago. All right. And then, we were starting to get hit with a lot of ransomware attacks. You remember the gas pipeline that got shut down, and everybody was panic buying on gas. A lot of gas stations ran out of gas for a short period of time. These were all little tests. And now you have this situation going on with Russia and Ukraine, and now they're threatening, the possibility of a cyber attack on the United States and how it could affect us. All right, but it says Cyberpolygon 2021 concludes with discussions paving a path toward a greater centralization of power and surveillance that furthers the Great Reset agenda of the global economy and all societal structures. It says the World Economic Forum, or WEF, and partners' annual Cyberpolygon cybersecurity training exercise concluded on July 9th, with several key trends emerging that are likely to shape global policymaking for years to come. These trends include a desire to immunize the internet with digital antibodies to protect society from cyber attacks and misinformation. All right, this is important, by exploiting ransomware attacks and the public health crisis to justify the centralization of power and control. So they want to protect, society from what? Cyber attacks. All right, which will come from what? These boogeymen that they create. They've been doing it for a long, long time. When those towers fell, you know what I'm talking about. They created a boogeyman, by way of who? Bin Laden. and it justified them in pretty much attacking, the Middle East, and they've been occupying the Middle East for a while, So you about to come in here?
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Salakia, the cleaning lady. Anyway, continuing on, I had to step outside. All right, it says, I'm gonna read this again. It says, a desire to immunize the internet with digital antibodies to protect society from cyber attacks and misinformation by exploiting ransomware attacks in a public health crisis to justify centralization of power and control. That's what it's about. All right, they want to centralize, the currencies. They basically they want to do away with these cryptocurrencies, man. There's been a lot of people that aren't of them that have been, pretty much making money and getting wealthy, based on the backs of what, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, different things like that. All right, but then they're also speaking about misinformation. There was what they claim to be misinformation coming from the truth coming out about, this whole C19 thing. All right, and man, best believe they would deem anything that we speak about as misinformation because we bring out the truth, all right, according to the scriptures, and Esau's being exposed. He's being made bare, as the scriptures say. So they want to do away with that. They want to have great censorship of what's being said and what's being put out on social media and on these platforms, right? It says demonization of cryptocurrencies in favor of central bank digital currencies, where all transactions are recorded on a centralized ledger and have the ability to grant permissions on purchases, with further consolidates power. All right, that's going into your new system, man. That's going into they want to patent, they want to get their own digital currency going, digital dollar. They're going to do away with the fiat currency. You're not going to have any form of physical money. All right, it's all going to be on that CHIP ultimately. Why? Because they want to control what you buy, where you're buying it from. All right, they want to know how much you spent, so they can tax you and ultimately keep you in line. Because if they control your fucking money and they can turn your damn your shit off, all right, you're going to be more hesitant to speak out against them, and that's what they want, right? It says a closer merger of corporation and state as a solution to give any crisis, be it cybersecurity, climate change, or C19, without ever being put to a vote by the will of the people. They're going to take the power, which it wasn't, these people never had power anyway. America was a false sense of democracy. However, they're going to completely do away. It's going to be a complete surveillance state, all right, a complete authoritarian dictatorship, man, under the global elites. And they only want docile sheep, man. Docile as people that's going to do exactly what they say. These are the people that got they first dose, then the second dose, then the booster. They wear the triple mask. They wear the mask in the car. These are the people that they're looking for, man. All right, they definitely not looking. They don't want most of Jake. They want to do away with Jake anyway because they want to obtain that birthright. They want their birthright back. But nonetheless, this is what they're pushing toward. This is why they held Cyberpolygon, man. So what do we see now? Some months later, getting close to, it's definitely been more than a half a year. We see that they've pretty much done away with this whole C19, man. They got the people that they were gonna get, they pretty much got, and they were threatening people's jobs, they were threatening mandates, and it was falling through, man. It was starting to, fuck with their economy. And they wanted more control over when this whole thing, crashes, right? So now they have the next phase of what? They have another boogeyman by way of Russia, right? They have another boogeyman, and they have a pretense to be able to pass the blame off, all right, in case something happens that greatly affects the economy, all right, i.e. a major cyber attack on American infrastructure, all right, or the stock market, all right, or major banks that would cause, our economy to crash. Therefore, they believe that their hands will be pretty much clear of the blood, so to speak. They would be clear of any blame, because everybody, these dumbass Americans don't even think, and they would just automatically blame Russia. And Salaki, if it's a little loud, I'm by waterfall. They would automatically blame Russia, right? So that's pretty much the point on that. Let's look at this. Let's check this out, because this is what's in the news now. All right. So there was a cyber attack on Nvidia, which is it's the largest microchip company, all right, in America, all right, and they got hit with a cyber attack. But now they're saying that it wasn't Russia related. They're saying it wasn't related to Russia, right? And then it says, let's click on this. It's from MSN, all right, and you got to be weary when major news sites, all right, which are controlled by the elites, when they start speaking on, different shit like these, getting hit with cyber attacks, man, all right, and how to prepare. I'm gonna walk over here right quick. It's kind of cold outside right now. It's a lucky. Okay. It says, as Russia's military continue to strike Ukrainian cities, national security officials are keeping eyes on a different battlefield. Senior U.S. law enforcement and Homeland Security officials have told ABC News that there is growing concern that Russia could launch further cyber attacks against the West. The potential targets include electric grids, banking systems, and mobile networks, according to officials. And this is exactly what Cyberpolygon was going into. The threat of these cyber attacks, ransomware attacks on our grid, and different things like that. It says, currently there's no cyber threat to the U.S. homeland, according to the Department of Homeland Security. But see, that's bullshit. All right, because they just came out. The leader, whoever's in charge of the Department of Homeland Security, came out and said that we're under a threat from the Russians. So, they speaking with a forked tongue here. It says, cybersecurity experts tell ABC News that people shouldn't panic over a potential cyber attack, but they should start preparing for one. So they're telling you not to panic, but this is something that more than likely, is part of their plans to bring about. It says freaking out is not a productive thing to do. See, but they don't want critical thinkers. They want people in a constant state of panic and fear so they can control them. People are more swayed to make irrational decisions when they're under tense stress, man. Right? It says freaking out is not a productive thing to do. There are lots of reasons to think that the fact that something is out there, but that doesn't mean it could happen. Stuart Mitnick, the founder and director of cybersecurity at MIT Sloan, told ABC News, but there are still a number of things that people can do to stay safe and protected. It says Mitnick, whose group has consulted with U.S. agencies and private companies such as NASDAQ, said the world is in uncharted territory when it comes to cybersecurity, since that this involves alleged cyber attacks by a major superpower. However, what has transpired so far is similar to previous cybersecurity incidents, he said. There are two types of cyber attacks, he said. One that have an indirect impact on people's livelihoods, and attacks targeting the tech of specific people. It says the biggest indirect hacking examples in the past have been key infrastructure points, such as the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack in May 2021, which affected everything from gas prices to flights. In the last 2 years, we've been seeing more of these attacks around the world, Madnick said. You need to realize how many of our systems are connected to computers, and just one hack can have bigger effects. U.S. and international officials have accused the Russian government of committing cyber attacks that targeted Ukraine's banks in recent weeks. And that's actually what they did right before they ended up invading. People were having denials of service dealing with their banks, going to the ATM and they couldn't withdraw their money and whatnot. You don't think they can't do that here? And even if Russia doesn't solely do it, All right, the United States would do it. This ain't the first time they've done a fucking false flag. The U.S. would do it and blame Russia, you know. But that's pretty much the point on that. I just want to get a little bit on that. You have major news platforms speaking about the possibility of major cyber attacks from who? Russia. You know, they're already pointing the finger as to who it is. All right. But I just want to bring a little bit of information out because that's what they have on the table next, man. All right, they about to scrap this whole C19 shit, man. All right, they about to move forward in their phase. This is Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. It says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil." Okay, so we must walk circumspectly. All right, we got to be pretty much have our head on a swivel, man, paying attention to what's going on. See, everybody else is all, tangled up with the folly of this world, not paying attention to what's going on, especially concerning prophecy. Right, and that day is going to take them as a thief, man. That day is going to come upon them unaware. All right, we're measuring the time, man. We're standing upon our watch. We know what's going on. We know what time we're in. All right, but see, that's, but hey, Jake and the rest of these people, they don't know what's going on. You have some that do know what's going on, though, and they're pretty much already bringing that out as well. Okay, but I'm gonna read this again. It says, once again, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil," man. The days that we're coming into, all right, like they said, we coming into uncharted territory. All right, we coming into a time like never before. All right, so we gotta watch. Let's get something else. Where is it at? There we go. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." All right, now we know, the physical or the spiritual demon, Satan. All right, he's out here trying to sift. But you also have his physical counterpart on the earth by way of Esau, Edom, that's trying to, he's trying to take people, man. He wants people for that NWO. He wants people to take that CHIP. All right, he really wants Jake to take that shit, man, because they know, man. If Jake take that shit, all right, the Most High gonna kill their ass, man. There's no way around it. The scriptures back that up. All right, they're gonna be through. All right, that's why we got to be sober, be vigilant. We have to walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. All right, these are the times that we're in. All right, everybody else is all in a relaxed state. All right, but we ready. We girded up through the Spirit. All right, and we're ready for the Lord to do what He's gonna do, man. All right, but nonetheless, I just want to bring out a little bit of that information on these cyber attacks and whatnot. So Lord willing, this is edifying. And give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Makakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace, love, and salutations to the whole flow. Till next time, Shalom.